Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the best FPS games available on the PS5.
The Traveler protects us, and we will protect you.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Deep Rock Galactic. For players who want a little bit of silly in their PvE shooters, Ghost Ship's Deep Rock Galactic can certainly scratch that itch. You take on the role of a futuristic dwarf and employee of Deep Rock, tasked with mining the dangerous caves of a hostile planet. There's quite a bit of variety in how you go about things. There are different dwarven classes, making the game far more enjoyable while playing with friends. The caves themselves are also procedurally generated, playing into the fact that you really are delving into the unknown. Being an indie game, the PS5 version's visuals aren't much stronger than others, but the performance is as smooth as silk.
Yeah! This fits well.
Metal Hellsinger. What if Doom was also a rhythm game? That's essentially the question Metal Hellsinger answers, and does so with appropriate flair. After arriving in Hell, players must fight through its hordes to reach the man in charge. Every combat encounter is set to pure, head-banging glory. Shooting, dashing, and even reloading in time with the music adds to your rhythm meter, which lets you deal more damage. It may not be a very long game, but it honestly doesn't need to be. With quick-paced fights and fantastic original music, including input from metal vocalists like Serge Tankian from System of a Down and Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, it's a wicked good time.
That is unwise, and it will be your undoing.
Borderlands III.
Hey, you must be the new recruit.
Although it was released on the previous generation of consoles, Borderlands 3 made the wonderful jump as a launch title for the PS5. Like its predecessors, it follows 4 uniquely classified vault hunters searching for glory on the deadly planet Pandora. While its story may not have reached the heights of Borderlands 2, it was still plenty fun to play. The bells and whistles of the new console were showcased beautifully, including 4K 60 FPS gameplay. But there was more to love about this version. It added new skill tree options for its heroes, and the option of 4-player split-screen co-op as opposed to the original versions too.
So, who's coming?
Chernobyl Light.
What are you?
We are the inevitable.
30 years after the famous Chernobyl disaster, a strange material begins appearing in the zone surrounding the plant. This draws out government agents seeking to harness its power, and extra-dimensional monsters who aren't too keen on people. You're placed in the middle of all of it, on a desperate search for your fiancé who went missing before the initial disaster. Chernobyl Light mixes survival horror elements in with its FPS design, and does so fairly well. The story does a great job of making you want to keep digging, while the terrifying thrills will make you want to do the opposite. The PS5 version is certainly the best way to play it, with improved visuals and performance.
We can be together, Igor, but you have to learn the truth if you truly want to find me.
Metro Exodus. Another game that was previously available on the PS4, but whose best version can be found on PS5, is Metro Exodus. Originally released in 2019, it continues series protagonist Artyom's strive to live in a world devastated by nuclear warfare. It features larger, more open areas than previous entries, which makes you want to explore without overwhelming you. Plus, despite the change in size, it's still a nice balance of guns blazing action and tense stealth. Additionally, it's a gorgeous game no matter what your platform of choice is. But the ray tracing, realistic lighting, and other visual touches of the Enhanced Edition, as well as the higher performance, make PS5 the way to play.
The pack is here.
Severed Steel. Another indie darling we'd like to shine a light on is Greylock Studios' Severed Steel. While it is a much shorter experience than most FPS games on the system, it packs a lot of greatness into its short playtime. As a one-armed protagonist, players must fight their way through an army of goons in fully destructible environments. What it lacks in story and duration, it more than makes up for with incredibly smooth mechanics. The game is at its best once you learn how to chain actions together. Shooting, sliding, dodging, jumping, and whatever else to conquer combat encounters, all of which are unscripted. Not for nothing, but its electronic soundtrack is also a perfect accompaniment. Destiny 2. If you're into PlayStation and first-person shooters, chances are pretty good you've already tried Destiny 2, which originally launched in 2017. Even still, it remains one of the strongest shooter experiences on PS5. Since launch, Bungie has been growing and evolving the game through various updates and expansions, to wildly varying degrees of success according to the fanbase. However, through it all, one thing has remained the same. Bungie sure does know how to craft a great shooter. Regardless of how you feel about any changes its many updates have brought, it has always been fun to be a part of this community. Naturally, the PS5 edition runs, plays, and looks like a dream.
You captured Zone B. You have advantage.
Deathloop.
All right, Colt, let's go find this code.
Arcane had already proven itself a fantastic developer of first-person games, with Dishonored and Prey. Even still, the studio's debut on the PS5 can't be understated. As Colt, players must assassinate 8 targets on a strange island, all of them fortified with minions. Making that much harder is the fact that A, he's stuck in a time loop that resets at midnight if he doesn't complete his mission, and B, he's also being hunted himself by a mysterious woman named Juliana. Deathloop's crisp visuals pop not only due to the graphical prowess of the system, but also because of its incredible art direction. The changing nature of the island depending on time of day hooks you, while the thrilling gunplay keeps you going. Apex Legends.
Reloading. Down a hostile on Scotty.
Although we'll never stop asking for a Titanfall 3, Respawn's Battle Royale set in the same universe is a damn fine consolation prize. First released in 2019, Apex Legends has gone on to show it can stand amongst even the most giant of games in the genre. With a sole focus on squads and with a variety of classes to choose from, there's more focus on strategizing and balancing. Plus, since Titanfall gameplay is already so good, those mechanics, blended with the unique classes, makes every character a viable option of dealing out death. Needless to say, the PS5 version looks and plays remarkably well, with special attention given to the DualSense's haptic feedback, adding more ferocity and immersion for every firefight. Doom Eternal. Following the Doom Slayer's 2016 revitalization, we thankfully didn't have to wait too long for another outing. 2020's Eternal may not be as important or monumental as its predecessor, but that matters not when it's this fun to play. With Earth overrun by demons and over half the population killed in the process, players have a lot of work to do, and just the right tools to get it done. Combat is at its peak, with new weapons and traversal mechanics to make your slaying as efficient as it can be. It all feels wonderful too, due to id Software's invigorating use of the DualSense's vibration capabilities. Also, for players who value visuals, you'll be hard-pressed to find any negatives here, even if everything is covered in shades of red. What's your favorite FPS on the PlayStation 5?
Follow me, recruit, to glory!
Share your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great gaming videos every day.